My name is John Hanke. I'm the CEO of Niantic. We make Ingress and Pokémon Go, and soon Harry Potter Wizards Unite, and I'm here in Texas for Earth Day. I mean, it's great to see people getting out, playing the game, going to new places, meeting new people through the game. It was a design goal from the beginning to try to achieve that, and we worked really hard to try to get that, but you never know how people are going to react to something until you actually get it out there. But it's been fantastic to see people respond to that and actually get out and play the game. I mentioned earlier today the collective kilometers walked for Pokemon Go is now equal to the distance to Pluto and back. So that's going strong. And yeah, today we were talking about trying to leverage that interest in the community for something good. So today we organized an event around Earth Day in over 60 locations around the world to do beach cleanups with Pokemon Go players. And we created some extra incentive in the game to unlock Stardust and some surprise Pokemon tomorrow if we hit certain goals. So, we're trying to create the right incentives and kind of the right design to encourage that kind of behavior. I like to say that Pokemon Go was 4 years in the making because we created a game before that called Ingress, where we really tried out a lot of those ideas. And I mean, we came up with a theory about building a game in the real world that might work that way, but we knew there was just tons we didn't know, and we had to get a product out in the market and in the hands of a lot of people to actually see what would work and what didn't work. So we did that, and we approached it very much as an experiment and worked closely with the community over several years to really understand how people interact with these kinds of games, and then we launched Pokemon Go. In terms of what's next, I really hope that we see some. I know wearables are a little bit out of fashion right now in terms of watches or other wearable devices. People are kind of waiting for augmented reality glasses. I think we're still a few years away from that. But I'm really hopeful that there will be a form factor or an interaction style that we can find for games like this that doesn't involve, staring down at your phone all the time. It's sort of that's the downside of doing an outdoor walk-around game with a cell phone. It's really not the perfect piece of hardware for that. It's great because billions of people have them, but I would love to see that evolve a bit. Maybe with wearables, we're kind of keeping a close eye on that. If you're designing a product, I mean, think of the outcome that you ultimately want to have, and try to incorporate something into your product that will encourage people to do things that are healthy and good for them and healthy and good for the community.
We're here at the EarthX Festival, North America's largest Earth Day celebration. It's been an amazing gathering of great speakers and technology, and we spoke to some really cool people about leveraging the power of good design and user experience to help the environment and enact change. And that's something we should all really look towards, is because we want to be good stewards of this earth. The best user experiences are not found on our smartphones or our tablets or devices. It's outside, in the earth, in our environment. And we can really use the power of human-centered design. And I hope you enjoy these interviews that shed some light on some key topics of things that we're going to really face in the years and decades to come. So we all need to gather together and pool our resources and design for the future concerning people and the planet in harmony. Enjoy.
One of the things I think is important to recognize is that purpose-oriented organizations, whether it's a company, whether it's a design firm, purpose-oriented people, that's you, hopefully. There's not going to be any room in the near future for people who aren't willing to be transparent and purposeful with their decisions. So it's time for designers who have tremendous influence on the world to start thinking about 2 steps forward. It's not just what you're designing for right now, and it's not just for what you're designing for that's immediately in front of you and the humans. It's actually the communities that are affected by the designs that you make. It's the environment that's affected by the designs you make. It's the culture, whether it's an app, whether it's a physical product, whether it's an experience like VR. There's a lot more consequences to what you do, and you have a lot more agency to make even the smallest change early on, because designers are the first people on the line in a lot of cases, and they have a lot more opportunity to change everything from that point forward than almost anybody else, in my opinion. We're going to have a lot better solutions designed in the near future because so much awareness is being brought to everything from gender equity to the environment, waste. Fashion industry is a perfect example, #2 polluter in the world. There's a lot of people thinking about how do we do better clothing, How do we distribute better? How to get people to not throw away so much? These are all decisions that designers can make and help with, whether you're digital or physical. Step back, think about the system you're inside of, be willing to ask questions, hard questions, and think about the power that you have to make change that's positive.
You talk about all accessible design. It's what I like to call universal design, because it also addresses seniors with mobility issues or anyone with mobility issues. So you're not only addressing small, children in wheelchairs, but any kind of any person with general mobility issues. We've always had a policy of accessible designs for our buildings and facilities, but playgrounds are more complicated. Even though they're the least expensive of the types of projects we do, they're very complicated. I like to say that great cities have great park systems. One of the components that makes Dallas a great city is its park system. I believe they make a difference in the quality of life more than any other single item in our city. We've estimated that we have almost 31 million people a year use Dallas parks and the recreation centers and our pools. 31 million. There's no other service, cultural or anything else that even comes, or sports, that even comes close to that. And the big thing is that it's free. We always need strong advocates for our park system. Even though we have a great park system and it looks good and it serves our citizens well, there's still room for improvement from a budget standpoint, and that's what I think Dallas citizens can advocate for, is an increase in our budget so that we can deliver more services and better parks to Dallas citizens.